Wouldn't it be the most excellent thing in all of everything if you could open your emails and the answer that you were looking for would be right there? Like, yeah, this is it. The answer to all of my problems. If it were that simple, you would have already accomplished it. You would have already created the solution within yourself. But it is that easy. You just don't understand how and why. It's about taking action towards creating the solution. When you make one step in the direction that you want to go, instead of it's your doomed fate, it's the thing that you have to sit with. It's the thing that will always be there. You just get really focused on solving the problem that you can see, that you do experience, one decision at a time. And if it's really, really difficult, maybe it's one decision in a day. How do you express this? Even grab a journal, start creating something that allows you to make greater awareness of it. When you make greater awareness of something, it allows you to pay more attention to it. The more you pay attention to it, you can either end up getting to a place and a solution that allows you to have greater standing, greater confidence. And it will also draw more resources to you as you are digging deep. For the most of us who have gone through the cosmos and understand more about the odd aspects of the world, the less we can have a conversation with someone who bases all of their facts on studied, measured results. You've already mentally gone through those studied, measured results. You've already seen that the thing that has worked for everybody else that you see in the world, you don't like the results. You have an repulsion towards utilizing the regular system of how things are done. Because you know that it's been discarded. You know that people have been punished. You know that their voice has been squashed and then they find themselves into situations that are not favorable because of this. There's always evidence to support that, because that's part of how the energetic framework from lifetime to lifetime keeps you from addressing these things. It shows and proves to you that as soon as you do something about it, it will plaster you to the wall, or it will sit you in the chair in front of the people you don't want to be in front of, or it will confine you in a place you don't want to be confined, or it will expose you in front of the entire world. It will do something so damaging that you believe there is no way out of it. This is the way that it stays persistent. This is why having a conversation with someone who doesn't have specific obligations. My only obligation is that I desire to maintain confidence within myself and my clients' conversations. I also know how to have a conversation where we're verbally speaking, but I know what's going on underneath. And we can have like okay, you know this, I know that. And you can speak in different words that doesn't always have to bring the exact word to the surface. This is why when you listen to how I speak, sometimes I do go around the subject a little bit. Sometimes I hit it straight on the nail of the head. It is because I want you to see and understand my only obligation is that of upholding the value of the connection that I have with myself and my profession. I do not belong to organizations that require me to say certain things. It is important that you know that I desire for your spiritual health, your mental health, your physical health, right after mine. These are very valuable things for you to know. Because having a conversation with someone about specific subjects can be more than daunting. It can feel like your entire life is now in someone else's hands and that you've given them the keys. But it is a conversation that can free you. And it is not necessarily, like I said, that you have a conversation about the table in the room, but there is a maple carved out in a form that people put drinks and candles on. It can usually live in something like a living room. You have exactly the same place within inside of you that is being released when you say these things. And then you get the courage to be able to say it within inside of yourself and own it and overcome it. Because when you create an image of something in you and you are able to express that and connect the dots, that's how things get healed. That's how you can move on. And to keep certain secrets, you can still keep them and heal. It is very valuable to be able to have these conversations that is close to the borderline, but without actually divulging anything. Because when you're connecting with someone on a spiritual level, you get one another. The two of you know exactly what you're talking about. And that in itself is like sharing the burden. But I don't share the burden with you. I show you how to release yourself from the burden. Because I do recognize it without connecting to it. It is something that I do have to walk through mentally myself on how to release certain things. And I am very, very, very exceptional at this. This is why the process that I do goes as deep as it does and as potently powerful as it does. Because taking those one steps towards creating inner freedom for your own conversations with inside of yourself to fully transpire into what you truly desire and intend for your own existence. having these conversations for you to be in your own framework instead of someone else's framework. It is still you moving from one thing to the other, and it is still, yes, limitations, but these limitations are your identity. These limitations are what you truly are as a being. It's accessing the things that have held you from truly being the fully satisfied human. It is the things that give to you things that you might not be so excited to receive, but it is still usually coming from one of your greatest giftings. This is why it's there. It's been that block that you need to go over instead of listening to, instead of being guided through something else, someone else's limitations. It is the step that you need to make. And instead of making it right there, because inside of yourself, that might be very, very deep and very like, oh, we can't bring that to the surface. You can start with just writing out about how that makes you feel, that specific subject. Listen to other people's story on the subject. Allow yourself to hear what someone else has gone through. And say, okay, someone else has how to speak out about their specific subjects. And it allows you to create a pathway that is your own internal freedom to your own specific framework that will bring you into, do I want to keep this or do I want to change it? Instead of believing in someone else's framework. This allows you to feel confident in who you are, and then when the time arises to accept and shift, you can accept and shift mentalities. But when you're in someone else's framework, you become oppressed and you become small and feeling like you have no way to get through anything because there isn't truth within inside of you that can change. This is the difference between someone else's framework and your own framework, which is within inside of you. You can always change your own framework. But someone else's, you have to recognize that it is not truth within inside of you. It is something that you have looked at and it has stopped you from accessing your truth. And that is really important. You'll notice the difference between the two. The truths within inside of you can shift, but the things that others have placed on you make you feel inferior. This is why I consider what I do transformation of fate. Because your fate is normally on the other side of you, totally eradicating all of the main blockages that are placed in front of you, truly expressing the greatness that you are in a way that is satisfying to you. Not halfway there, not almost all the way there, but someone else still has the stick over your shoulders. This is you freeing yourself, standing strong and tall and confident in every word and in every step and in every decision that you make. This requires going through the deep recesses of yourself, and to have someone that has been through it that you can have conversations with will help you see that there is a path through it. Recognizing the different colors, you can guide someone through a maze that has specific colors. If you are recognizing feelings, you can guide someone through something who has specific feelings. I understand energy, I understand feelings, and I understand and know how the brain codes things within inside of you that becomes your framework. I also understand and know how the soul connects and creates things within inside of the human being. There is a pathway, and I understand and know it. I recognize it and can recognize it within inside of you. This is a very intricate and powerful process because of how I have to share this information with you. It's a beautiful way to share something that is far beyond life itself. And I get to show you those pieces. And I do it because I've done it for myself. To hold and maintain this place and position is also another valuable asset. To be on the journey of continually maintaining and valuing the aspects of ourself beyond life in reality. Day in and day out, your mentality is different. Your ways of living changes and evolves. You do not really connect with the normal society. And this is why we are so grateful for delivery, and we are so grateful for the ability to have everything at our doorstep without having to do anything or interact with anyone. But those that we do choose to go outside on a walk or to go on a boat trip with, you hop in the plane and go for a ride somewhere and have a fabulous, exciting evening. The internet is one of the most fascinating and beautiful inventions for those of us who live beyond this life. It allows us to live wherever we want to live, be wherever we want to be, and we don't need to have an entire household of people serving us. We have the internet to serve us. We can press a button and things from all over the world come to our doorstep. To be extraterrestrial, to be out of this world, to be as fabulous as the most possibility you can be, is the easiest it has ever been. To walk through some of the bounds and binds that have internally been there that you get to release. You know, the feeling of just walking through those places within inside of you with someone who actually has been through so many things. I do not find it odd. I do not find it whatever you believe inside of yourself that no one else could possibly think is okay because you don't. I know how things express themselves. Having a conversation in the realm of the place of those things is one of the most assistive tools that I have found. It's incredible to have a conversation with me that values me. Is on my website, ENYELAH.com. You walk through membership and we'll have a conversation. Get to that place where you can share those moments, those, okay, yeah, I think about this all the time. It's something that's always been there. And I don't want to believe it anymore. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it release itself. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So that you may free yourself. I'm telling you so that I can free myself. In this voice note, you will know within inside of yourself where my deepest lines in the sand were that I've just crossed. So thank you for listening. Thank you for taking parts of your existence to understand yourself more and find someone that you can have that conversation with. Existence is made by you and your choices each and every day. Take one action, one step to take it out of your head, put it on paper, start to research about it, listen to other stories, get comfortable with the fact that you can have a conversation with someone who truly desires for the greatest internal experience for you, because they know what it's like for themselves. And any weight and any burden that you believe that is coming with that, I've gone through it already. It's okay. It's not an easy thing to have conversations about, but with me, it's very easy. It's very easy, and my framework is not that you spit it out, it is that you explain it in a way that feels confidently comfortable, that you will feel more confident in yourself moving forward. So we don't hit the hot buttons. We understand how to disable them. The current that goes through them just doesn't exist anymore. We'll rip out the wires instead of hitting all the buttons. Rewire it somewhere else. It's a beautiful thing. The mind, spirit, our own internal magnetism. You were brought here for a reason, and you've stayed for a reason. Look within yourself. What you've always wanted, it's here now.